say even EV? Is that what it was? Or...
No, motorcycle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
Nice, very cool. What kind?
Honda Rebel.
Oh, right on. Very cool, very cool.
I think Wyatt was telling me that he wanted that. He was saying at some point that he wanted to get a bike, and I think it was some Honda bike, and I think it was a Rebel, but I don't remember.
Rebels are like the go-to beginner bike, and they're like one of the most reliable bikes you can get.
He'll put it up on screen, whichever bike he wants, I imagine. So.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of putting it up on screen, I think it's about time we start our official podcast, episode number 13. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vandals Offline. I'm your host, ZG FenRir. And we've got two very lovely guests. My co-host on the far right there. You want to go and introduce yourself?
I'm Colby Smith, CS Stix. And yeah, go over to our guests.
I'm Isaac Sexton, Brawler.
Yeah, and I'm Kaz Naviigator Phoenix.
Yeah. What game do you guys play here for? We got you guys specifically because you guys play a game.
Well, I am an ex-Overwatch player for the University of Idaho varsity Overwatch team.
And I am a current varsity Overwatch player.
Right on. Well, welcome to the show. We're very glad to have you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, we've got some stuff that we can talk about as far as the Vandals Offline goes. I mean, I guess we can start with CBC. You guys participated in the Columbia Basin Vandal Hawk Showdown over this last weekend. You guys were the last title to play throughout the day.
That's true.
How do you guys feel like you did, and how do you think the event went for you guys specifically?
I think our first map went pretty well. I'd say it was like more even. But second and third map just weren't super going our way. But we also that was our first match together, and we had only been together as a team for a week, so we really did not have much playtime. So I'd say it's kind of hard to really say that we did good or bad, because it's like, how well do you do with 5 players who have never really played with each other? And I mean, some of them, 2-3 of our players are coming back from last season, but they're on new roles, and we're still trying to figure out where each player is really going to be. So it's kind of hard to say where how well it fit.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, from what I saw, and based on things like ranks going into that match, we kind of knew that we were, I'm not going to say get stomped, we were probably going to go in losing for the most part. It was highly likely, but the fact that you guys put up such a good fight, I think, on map 1 just really showed that, hey, no, we do got some kick in it, even though we're not all practiced up. So I like that about our team. So
yeah. And already we scrimmed last night against a team that should be about equal with us.
Okay.
And we did already much better. I could see we've already had significant improvement. So I think we actually are going to have a really good season.
Good.
Yeah, I saw during CBC that Sandman and Magic Turtle were both switching roles in between map 1 and 2, and I was like, why? What was the decision? Is it kind of based on the map, the game mode? Because I know Sandman usually plays Lucio as a support, and then he was DPS the second game, and I was just like, what was that decision making going into that?
So I think we've kind of locked in where we want each player to be, but going into this season, because both Magic Turtle and Sandman were both of our healers from last season, and coming back this season, we had 3 players, including me, go into the season trying out being like, I will be where is needed,
right? And
we only had 2 players actually come out being, I want this role,
right?
So it's like, what do we do with our healers who did? Gesundheit.
Bless you.
What do we do with our healers who haven't tried? They're not trying out for healer. They can play healer, but it's we need to fill out the roles as well. So it's we're all 3 of us are pretty comfortable on all 3 roles. So it's where do we put each other?
Right.
And we've kind of experimented with it, because each one of us is really good at a specific character on each role, and it almost doesn't overlap at all. Because I'm pretty confident on all 3. I actually am a healer. I'm a healer main.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because I've only ever seen you play tank.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm I've been a diehard support player. It's actually my highest rank right now, is support. But I've just been on tank because tank has been what's been needed the most. And I've gotten way more comfortable playing the role. But yeah, going into this, it's been kind of awkward, because I kind of play hit scan, but not as much. And it's like Kaz was our dedicated hit scan, and he's a really good hit scan. So we've been kind of feeling that hole a little bit. Sandman's actually I think is now going to be our permanent DPS player, and he's actually been doing really well on Cass, and I think is now going to be our hit scan player.
Okay, cool.
Very cool. Good insight.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it was nice to hear. There was the vague praise or whatever it was, because I remember on the day of tryouts you were telling me that people were hoping that I would be back, and I do have a class conflict this semester, so unfortunately I cannot play. But it's fine. It sounds like you guys are doing really good. Obviously CBC wasn't the greatest start, but also again, you guys had only been together for a week. You guys hadn't gotten any play time, any practice time together yet. And as Vincent was saying earlier, since that had gone so well, I was like, well, this season can't be all bad, right? And I remember you were talking to me after CBC saying it's like, oh, I want our team to scrim more. I want us to actually utilize the extra time that we're going to be in the lab to VOD and stuff like that and actually improve as a team. So I'm excited to see where you guys go. Obviously, I'm going to try and be here as much as I can to support you guys.
And we've kind of made a rule this year that, because last year we almost never scrimmed, which was definitely a detriment. This year we're going to try and scrim at least once a week, and if we cannot find a team, I have a group of players from that don't go to the university but have been closely attached to me and some of the other players who have been helping us along the way. And I have them all on standby. If we cannot find a team, I'm going to assemble you like the Avengers and we're going to scrim against you, because they know us so well. As one player especially, he knows us super well and knows a lot of our weaknesses, and he's like, I know exactly how I can make you guys' team fold, and I will do it to make sure you guys learn
how to fill those gaps.
Yeah, it's styling.
Yeah.
That's my goat. I remember the first time that we scrimmed him, or it was a scrim that we were playing and we had him as a sub, I think.
Yeah. Because we just needed one more player, and we're like, oh, I'll get him.
And I remember at the time, I still think this now, but at the time I was just so impressed. He playing with him didn't feel like an effort or a struggle at all. I feel like we meshed really well on the DPS line. And he's such a talented player. I think we both tried to talk to him about going to college here a couple times.
I've tried so hard. He won't. I've tried to get him to transfer just so he could be a part of the program. He's like, no, I'm not transferring.
That sucks. You could come to University of Idaho Esports, man. Come play with the best of the best. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
What were your guys' thoughts about CBC as a whole? Did you guys tune into the rest of the event? Did you watch any of the Rocket League and the Valorant at all?
I did watch. I mean, I was right behind the Valorant team, so I did get to watch some of the Valorant. I thought I really liked the energy, and I thought the Valorant did pretty well. I thought that I was glad to see. I thought it was pretty even, and it looked like each map it was win loss with each round. So I thought that was pretty.
Did you watch the second map?
Kind of.
You were starting to warm up by that.
Yeah,
point.
at that point I was pretty locked in with warming up and trying to get everything ready and good to go.
Yeah.
The second map was rough.
Yeah, we got stomped pretty bad.
Yeah, that I didn't see. I saw bits and pieces of the first map, and I was
first half of second map went 210.
I did see. Actually, I did look back, and I was like, oh.
It's I didn't need to look.
We started calling it back to give our Valorant teams credit.
Yeah.
We started calling it back.
Yeah. I think it's more impressive to crawl back when you're down than to just stomp.
Oh, it's so much harder.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to come back from something like that.
Especially
are
with
we allowed to crack now?
Yes, if you would like to crack. What are we drinking today?
Today I got the Ultra Blue Hawaiian Monster Energy, zero sugar. I love the zero sugar flavors. I'm not the biggest fan of this flavor, but I keep coming back to it because sometimes I'm not a big fan of a flavor, and I just try it again just to see if I like it more.
I muted mine.
I have to do my showcase pose because I do hand cam on stream, so when I bring drinks, I gotta show it to the camera like this.
Yeah, the last time you could just put the can right into the lens. This time the lens will be a lot further away. So we'll see if we can actually get hand cams and stuff going. But put that right up next to your mic.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, that's the good stuff right there.
I had to put mine down because I needed both hands.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should have asked for a drink before. Oh well.
We can probably get you one. I can go grab you one really quick, actually.
Okay.
If you want to yap about CBC a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you have the thing you want? Do you know?
Anything. I don't.
Okay.
Just not the generic one.
Okay, gotcha.
We have producers for this.
Zero
That's
Sugar
fine.
Classic is good though.
Yeah.
The OG. I don't know why. It gives me a headache. I can't.
Oh.
I don't know why.
It's been doing that to me ever since I was a kid.
Okay,
And
maybe it's
now
just
it's-
not me then.
Dude,
It's just become accustomed.
yeah, no, I'm used
It's
to
a feature.
it now. It's a part of it.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, with CVC, I think it was interesting. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
There we go.
That's nice.
Yeah, I really liked our first map because right before our CVC match, we also scrimmed right beforehand to just to get
Like
some
that day you did?
No,
had
the
a
day
scrim.
before.
Okay,
The
okay,
day
okay.
before.
Okay.
Yeah, literally the day before we scrimmed, and we went up against Montana State,
Mhm.
and that one was pretty even.
Mhm.
I don't think we took any of the maps, but that one was way more even than CVC. But that one was kind of where we were still experimenting on where we wanted each other to be placed.
Mm-hmm.
Our third map, we played Flashpoint on Suravasa, and I went to DPS, and Magic Turtle went to tank, Sandman went to healer, and then the other two stayed the same. And I played Genji on that, and I think we end up losing that map, but because of how the scrim mode works, you go through all 5 points regardless.
Right.
And we lost. I think we won the last two, and like actually, did we win that one? I think we did win that one, but that one it felt really fluid and felt really nice to. It sucks not being able to like equally be able to transfer like where each other wants to go because no one on the team is a good Genji Tracer player besides me, but it's like no one else on the team is that good of a tank besides
Right.
me,
Right.
or at least not to the level that I've already been practiced and we are all comfortable playing as.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like we already have our like momentum in motion, so it's kind of hard to like keep switching around. That's why it's better to have like a sub than just have players keep swapping.
I was going to ask. I'm pretty sure this is not very common in Overwatch at all, but technically you can obviously switch your heroes mid-game, right? And so is it very often that people will switch their role during a match, or is it hardly?
It is
That's illegal.
it is illegal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So the rule is you can do it in between maps,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as you leave the spawn door as a character, you are locked to that role.
Okay.
Because in custom games, you can't force a player to be locked to a role. So I mean, technically you
Well,
could,
I
but
think you can. I don't
it-
know how it works.
when you load in, you can't assign a role. So you can
Mhm.
make it so you can assign a limit to each role. And so once like two players are on that role, then other players can't take it.
Right. Yeah.
But if you leave the spawn door on a character, you are stuck to that role, and that you have to play that role for the rest of the map.
Okay.
But in between rounds, you could swap. But I don't think we might explore it later in the season if we really want to. If we are really like, we need a Genji, we
Mhm.
need Brawler on the like maybe. But I don't see it happening.
Do you think you have that like super Genji on you?
My Genji's been kind of good lately.
You know about
I've
the
been,
super Genji, the owl Genji?
yeah.
So Super TF, big Overwatch player. I think I want to say the face of Overwatch, but he's like not as tied to the Overwatch scene as he used to be, just because now he's doing like other things as a variety streamer.
Yeah.
You know,
He
was
seemed
at
more like a
Streamer
community
Games.
member, more like than just a face of the community.
Yeah.
In my mind, but
Yeah, because he's a retired pro because he was a 2-time champion,
mhm.
but yeah, now he's retired.
But in like season 2 of the Overwatch League, he begged
really
his coach, Krusty, who had a little bit of a fall off into the OWCS transition, but that is neither here or there. We can talk about that later. But he begged super hard to let him play Genji just for a series. And then the San Francisco Shock, which is the team that Super played for at the time, did win that series where he played Genji.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was not a bad Genji either. Like, it was a very good Genji. And now it's like this whole joke that he's gone undefeated on his Genji in Owl.
Locked in.
Yeah.
So I have a question for like changing roles. If you were to play one of the control point maps, right? Like, so you guys play Lijiang Tower during CPC. In between like first map and second map, because they're like they're the same map, but it's a different point kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can you switch roles in that, or is it
No.
the entire
No.
map? Of
It's the whole
okay.
map.
Because that's rounds. So
Right.
because there's 3 rounds. So yeah, in between rounds you can't the whole in between maps. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
after the game mode's over, then you could. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know why, but every season I'll look at the rules and I'll like read the entire thing and try memorizing it. So I like we will not. we are not going to lose from a violation of the rules. I will make sure that never happens.
Good. That
We're
we have
also a little bit of rule sticklers.
a little bit, yeah, but
Yeah.
we also have been like our R6 team one time was playing with some of the skins that they needed
Yeah.
to not have on. So
Mhm.
like we'll also occasionally be breaking those rules, and we've had to give up rounds because of that. So I mean, it makes sense why we want to be a little more
Yeah.
sticklers about that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and we've had teams in the past that they were like not really breaking the rules, but they weren't like what's the word? Like they weren't trying to break the rules.
Mhm.
It just they weren't following it, and we had to be like, you need to fix this, or like we're gonna win from just you guys
Hmm.
we'll have to
forfeiting.
take a loss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are
Yeah.
gonna have to take a loss. You need to fix this. Like we're not trying to be rule sticklers, but we're going to follow ECAX rules.
Isaac's a lot less petty than I am. I think if I were captain, I would just wait until I could just use a rule and be like, I'm just taking this map from you.
That's what they tried to do in R6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is
They
true.
waited until
they
they were, like,
waited like
2 rounds up and then got match point for it.
it was 2 rounds.
Mm.
Oh, I thought it was the situation where like a team from like the beginning of the season was calling them out for cheating or something like that.
That did happen, but no, it was mid game. They had they were like 1 or 2 rounds up, and it would put them to match points, so they just need to win one more, and then they
And they
pulled out
called
and
us
was
on
like,
it.
"Hey, you can't use those skins."
Yeah,
And so and then we still won.
we
the
reverse
map.
swapped them after
Yeah.
that actually. So that was
We took
pretty
them to
fun.
overtime and won, but
Yes, the spite is a great motivator in gaming.
yeah,
That's for sure.
When you were on the team, didn't that happen with when you were like you weren't a sub, you were on my team, and I think we were down, and you wanted to call them in a rule violation just so we'd win, and I don't remember exactly what
I
it
don't
was.
remember what the rule violation was, but I feel like I remember the map. I don't remember if did we win that series?
I
though?
think we did. I think we ended up winning anyways.
Yeah.
But I remember you like, if we're gonna lose, then we call the rule violation.
Wow, just be really petty about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was like, I'm not doing it. Guys, no idea.
we had that for CS, but we was like, we're gonna win, and then we're going to be like, "Hey, you guys can't do this."
I think
now
that's a
they're-
better time to do it.
And now they're banned from competing in collegiate
Mm.
esports.
The whole school?
Or
just the team?
Isn't that
certain
just that
players.
team?
Okay. I was gonna say like
Shout out
wow.
Q's.
Is it
Yeah.
is it the F school?
What?
Is it the F school?
You can just say it as long as you say we hate them afterwards.
I don't know. Am I gonna end up in a collegiate esports beef?
It was Cal
Page.
Poly. Someone.
Oh,
okay.
It was a Cal. Oh,
I'm
wow.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Cal Poly.
Oh, it was I think it was Cal Poly San Luis.
It might have been. I don't remember, but
Because I remember the
Yeah.
situation as it was happening. You know, they had players that were coming into our chat and like trying to flame
Yep.
while we were
Yep.
playing
Yep.
other games.
whole situation panned out the
yeah.
entire semester, and then they got banned from playing.
Be good
So-
sports, kids.
Yeah. Don't be like that.
Be good sports. That's part of what makes competition so cool, I think, is the fact that
Yeah.
we have these rules and we follow them.
Hmm.
Because otherwise, I mean,
What's the point?
what's the point, right?
Yeah.
The whole point of the human experience is to put limits on yourself and then see how far you can grow with them. So
Right.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I like that. I've never thought about it like that before.
Speaking of growing, so you guys had a bit of a rough semester last year in the Overwatch team.
yeah, I'm not gonna say it was because there was 9 of you.
Well, I don't think that was the entire reason because we didn't even ever utilize all 9 players.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's like we.
I don't think
was
how
part of it
much,
in my mind,
How
but-
much playtime did Rosie actually get?
I think she played one map,
Yeah.
and we
But-
ended up losing because we got reverse swept, and I honestly think it's because we brought in the subs unwarmed, just
Yeah,
because we're like, oh, we're gonna win.
Low key, it was me and not the subs. I know the series that you're talking about. I
Mhm.
believe it was against. No, I don't remember.
I don't
I don't
remember
remember the
too.
school, but I remember the game. I found a clip from the stream, from when I played. It was because when we went on the third map on the Esperanza, and we were gonna play our Esperanza comp, I was like, I've been practicing my tracer. Let's switch it up a little bit because my our Esperanza comp at the time, I think was it Horse, Ash, Far Mercy, and then whoever our other support was?
It was it Lucio or was it Bap?
I would imagine it
think-
was BAP. I feel like
I
Lucio
think-
would not be as
Yeah,
useful.
no, it wouldn't. I think it was
Um,
Bap, and then I think it was Czar.
Oh, okay. So it was like as if it was a strange comp, but it was a comp that we had specifically practiced. I think it was literally the only map that we ever actually sat down to take time to practice.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I want to play Tracer. And my Tracer was not bad. And then I remember I was getting marked by a Reaper in their backline. And I was like, I either need to kite this or I need to win this fight. Otherwise, we're going to lose. And I egoed the fight and I lost. And then we lost and we got reverse swept. And I still, like, I went into a whole Tracer training arc throughout this summer, like, practicing that Tracer. I was like, if I'm not letting that happen again. It cannot happen again. Because I still think about it to this day and how we absolutely would have won that series. Probably would have gone into our other games that season with a better mental had we won that.
And that ties back into what Colby was saying about growth, is that you guys have grown quite a bit, I imagine, since the start of last semester, right?
Yeah, I would say so. There's been a few things that us as a team have like really struggled on, and I think that's still prevalent today, and we're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
But last night we finally got breakthrough on the specific issues we've been having, and I was like, thank God we're seeing signs of improvement. We're going to improve on the things we've been working on since last season. But I think last season, I think the biggest things we really struggled with was communication and mental, which unfortunately are two of the most important things in Overwatch. Because like compared to other games, you can ego pretty hard in other games and you can solo carry. But in Overwatch, it is so hard to solo carry, especially in like a collegiate team where everyone's talking to each other. You have to play as a team, and you have to have a good mental, or you're just gonna fall apart.
And I think that's just like universal for coordinated play as well.
Yeah.
Like you never really see one player in OWCS, for example. Mind you, the skill gap is much closer. But still, like you never really see one player that's just like absolutely controlling the entire series, right? And I think that's really important to know because as you were talking about before, like you don't think that there's anybody like better than you on tank in a team environment. Because it doesn't really matter like if you play tank in solo queue on ranked or something like that. It's a very different story when you're playing a coordinated play, which definitely makes it hard. The mental is also another big thing, right? Mental affects like the tiniest split-second decisions that you make in a game that can be like round-breaking, right? And honestly, did not have the greatest mental when I was on the team last. I've been working on it, but those who know me closely and play with me know that my mental is still like not the best when I'm down.
Yeah, it's very hard. And it is something that I've been personally also working on. Like I'm not gonna go and say some of these players need it. No, like,
it's a thing you can always improve on.
Yeah, everyone can improve on it except one player. He's like a rock. He does not need to improve on it because he's already a rock and does not get angry. But like I personally like have been really just like working on like mental, especially in, like because I've been solo queuing just to try and get my ranks up because I really need that stuff to go up. But I started to notice like just calm, deep breath, and just even if like I die, it's like, oh, I did something wrong. Instead of like, this one guy on my team's throwing my ranked game.
Honestly, the transition from going to, oh yeah, I can blame somebody else to, oh, I need to blame myself in order to, it dramatically helps in terms of you getting better and improving it again. It's so much better. Those plateaus you were saying you were hitting, I imagine that once you guys started working through those together as a team, that's when it really started clicking for you guys. We're like, yeah, now we actually can see this improvement.
And something that I also noticed when I was playing recently, and I had some people that actually were talking in game for once, and we were all just talking to each other, and I was just complimenting them, and like, wow, big shocker, complimenting each other and keeping morale up usually wins you the game. Big shocker, but I think that's something I'm gonna try and like get my team to do is like I'm gonna force them to compliment each other because I've been doing that regardless and like subconsciously if I see something cool or see a good play I'm like good shit, like good job, like that is awesome job. But I think I might implement is like mandatory compliments. We will keep our morale up.
But I also think that's like it's like as I've been playing so like after I left the team after last semester, and that was half because I felt really bad about how the season went and was mostly on me, and also because of the class conflict. I was like, well, I can try playing like on another team. well, it wasn't really like that. It was more like I had a friend that introduced me to people that, we ended up playing on a team for. But I've also realized, like, something I do in my comms a lot is I will also, like, trash talk other players to my team. So it was either like, oh, that ult was really bad, or they're really out of position, or like, what is this guy doing? Because I think the more that your team is able to think like they're making mistakes or playing sloppy, and it allows us to find those mistakes easier and to be able to capitalize on them easier. Which is really fun because then it ends up to lead to map wins, and obviously I like winning maps. So
you guys, what are some things that you think the team still needs to work on a little bit other than mental? What are the next hurdle that's like go from, okay, we have a 50-50 shot on winning this game to we have a 70-30?
I think the biggest thing that I am still seeing is some of our newer players that are still new to the esports scene that haven't been experiences like me and Kaz. Is they still are very reactionary, because playing in this kind of scene is way more fast paced. It's you need to be very active, and you need to be very engaging. You cannot be reactive, and I think that's one of the that's a really minor thing, and really it's very minor, but it's a pretty big thing. Is like if you're always on the back foot and you're always reacting, you're just giving the other team more time to make more decisions and outpace you.
Yeah. Also, like, there are times to play second. There are absolutely times to play seconds. It depends on your comp. It depends on the map. It depends on the situation. It depends on your ult advantage, right? Like, there are times to play second, obviously, but I think that was something that we were struggling with as a team last semester. It's like I think, consistently tried to play things a little too passive for our own good when we never really needed to. And I think that's also something that Collegiate Esports is really good about teaching players who are probably just coming from ranked and are looking for a different environment to play in. Ranked very much teaches you to play selfish, to not depend on your teammates, to expect them to make mistakes, and to expect you to, do everything, right? Whereas in coordinated play, it's not like that. Obviously, you can talk to your teammates. They ideally know what they're doing, and you'll be able to make plays around them and make things happen in a way you just wouldn't be able to in comp. So I think, like, as the more rookie players get more experience in that field, like, things are going to click more, and they'll know how to make it work.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing is like commitment, because like especially in like a ranked game, if you go down a player in a fight, usually in ranked it's like, oh, we lost a man, get out, we're reset, leave. Instead, because like in this kind of play, if you lose a player, you still have the opportunity of winning. Like 4v5 is hard, but if you immediately get a pick, now you're back to 4v4, and you can still work with your team to still win the fight. And having more coordination with like when to go in for fights, when to disengage for a second, to reset for a little bit. That's just something that is like not really seen in ranked. Because I mean, playing the objective is how you win the game mode, but how you winning fights, I think, is way more important in this kind of environment than just playing objective. Because in this kind of game mode, tracking what the other team is doing and like getting staggers is way more impactful in this than ranked is.
Yeah, because if going back to the game one of that CBC, we lost. I'm not gonna say a majority of the fights, but we lost some of the fights that we were taking. But we were on the point for a lot of the first game, right? And so we were able to we kept first pretty much every single time that we went and we played against them, right? So I mean, yeah, you're playing the objective, but that doesn't mean that you guys are gonna give it up as soon as you lose one. You guys were like, yeah, we're gonna hang on to this, get as much percentage on this as we can.
Yeah,
so.
Which is something we've already talked about, and something I've already talked with and engaged with. Their team actually did a really impressive play that I specifically showed to my team. Is like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to do. We had won the team fight. All that was left on the enemy team was the Tracer. They stalled the point as long as they could, and they got out safely back to their team. They let us cap, but the Tracer got out perfectly fine and was able to regroup with their team without being killed, and was able to hold on like just a little bit extra time just so the enemy team could come back and regroup. And I was like, this is what we need to implement. Like, they are still playing point, but they also know when to leave point, because you can give up point. They're allowed to have it. You can share. Mom says you have to share the Xbox.
We get custody this for this next period, so that's fine.
But I think that's, now that I've pointed it out, I think we because I don't think that was something any of us on the team were even aware of.
Mhm.
Maybe like some of us or some countries like, man, we should probably get like better positioning here. But like, I think that's one thing none of us were like really talking about. Is like we need it around each fight when there's downtime. That downtime is super vital time because you can actually like think.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you do all your ult tracking. That's when you come up with strategies like, oh, what ults do they have? What ults do we have? How are we going to respond to their ults? What ults do we want to engage with? And what do you think we're going to do? And like just setting up plays, all that downtime is super vital. And I think that's something we need to work on the most is actually the downtime and not the fights.
That's a fair assessment, honestly. A little bit of Colby lore. I used to be the captain of an Overwatch team back in 2021. So Overwatch 1. And I was the main tank for the team, even though I definitely shouldn't have been. And we had players that ranged from, we had a bronze on our team and we had a master's support and everywhere in between. And it just kind of, a lot of it boiled down to our master's player was kind of breaking down what we needed to be doing. And then the other people just weren't following. And so it kind of broke down to individuals not listening to what needed to happen, and the team just kind of played solos the entire time. And it felt like the rank game every single time, going up against people that are doing team play, and we got swept every single game this season. Like, even though we had some of the higher ranked players on our team than the other team, we just didn't play together, and we just got swept. So when you have a player that's maybe not listening, or because you've been around on teams for the past couple of years, same thing with Kaz. When you have a player that's just not paying attention, and you as the main tank, you kind of run things, and the main tank is, their job is to kind of keep the team coordinated, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You choose when you're going into play, and how do you keep your team in check, I guess, is my question.
One thing that we've done, we decided it kind of last year, but we're really doing it a lot better this semester, is I assigned a role for each player to, not each player, but each role had a specific job they had to do during downtime. So I was going to be the playmaker. I'm going to decide what our plays are going to be, and basically like what I say goes, not in an ego way, but it's like, if all of us are saying we need to go for something, like
You
it's
just have to
gonna,
pick something.
yeah,
eventually.
you're just gonna cross wires. So if I say it and we all are on board of doing that one thing, then we're all gonna do it. I decided that healers were gonna be the one who did the ult tracking. So they, every time we had downtime, I was like, all right, healers go. What else do they have? What do we have? And like they would do that. And then I assigned our DPS to be the ones doing like ability management. So they would like be calling out when the enemy team used abilities, or when they would want to set up for plays.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm gonna go do this, and then I would say when to do it.
Okay.
I have what my best friend, he has a saying that one person with a crazy plan is stupid, but 5 people with a crazy plan, then that might work.
Okay.
It's so crazy it just might work. Shout out to anyone that got that reference.
I think it's just you, man.
Dude, you never seen Master Disguise?
No,
That's just you.
just you, man. Nice try.
Producer, pull that up on screen.
The whole movie. The whole movie.
The whole movie. The entire movie.
Just have it
from
in the
the
bottom
start.
right corner and very, very tiny from the beginning.
Yeah, from the start of the podcast, line it up to where when I said that, that's the part of the movie that.
Yeah.
Good.
So
So it sounds to me like you guys are pretty well prepped for the WSU event that's coming up this weekend.
I would say so. And we're gonna scrim again tonight. We scrimmed yesterday,
Mhm.
and Monday we did a lot of VOD reviewing. I think that's basically all we did. We played some pubs just for fun, because
Mhm.
like, all right, we talked for like 2 hours. Our brains are probably fried from that. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Let's play. So I think that's kind of our plan for this season, is like we'll probably have one day dedicated to VODs, talking about strategy, talking about what mistakes did we make, what can we improve on, and what are some ideas that we have.
Mhm.
And then the other 2 days is going to be dedicated to probably just doing scrims and maybe some we're definitely gonna try and prioritize scrims over pubs, mainly because currently we're wide and we have to like individually get our ranks up so we can't even play in pubs, which sucks, but it's whatever. But yeah, I think scrims are more viable or more vital anyways, because whenever you play pubs, you get more in the mindset of like, oh, this is a ranked game. We're playing this for fun to get our rank up. Whereas playing in scrims, it's just a different mindset, and you just approach it differently.
I think that's fair. So confidence level for WSU, pretty high, sounds like?
I'd say pretty confident in a very optimistic way.
Yeah, that's good.
I have a bit of a follow-up question. Who do you think is a player that we need to watch more, like on, because we have had a broadcast here for stream? Who do we think we should keep our eyes on?
I think Sandman, because he's now going to be probably going to be our hit scan DPS player, and we might force him to learn more characters now that he's going to probably be our DPS player. But coming from a Reddit Lucio gameplay and like which was our plan. Like we knew we were gonna have him be our like aggressive Lucio, because he got kills pretty consistently on Lucio. So like having that transfer over to our DPS line, I think that's something we should definitely keep a lookout for.
Okay. I will tell our observers to do that. Right now, our philosophy has been, oh, yeah, we'll watch the tank because the tank can kind of see what everything is going on in the front line. Yeah, we'll watch the supports a little bit because they can see everything from the back. And then, obviously, the DPS, if we're like, oh, we see a flank, we should go watch what the DPS is doing.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of just been our general philosophy. But we have to do that for both teams as well, obviously, so that makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
So.
I also think you should watch out for Widowfang a little bit more, too. He's had insane improvement from last season, and he probably is one of our most mechanical players on our team. Lately he's been like he's had some exponential growth. So I think this might be like really the season he might actually find like shine the light he's been trying to like show for us. So I think he's gonna do really well this season.
Okay, look forward to that for the next upcoming ECAC season that we've got for you guys. So I'm excited. You guys excited to play in the season?
I'm super excited. This has definitely been like one of the highlights of, because I've been like an avid esports watcher for Overwatch ever since Overwatch 1. I've been watching it. I watched it pretty religiously, and so it was honestly like a dream to like even play esports, because I was like, that's just so cool. So it's been awesome. It's been super awesome to actually finally do this.
No question. I don't know if Colby or Vincent planned on.
Get it out, bud. Get it out.
I don't know if this question was planned on being asked. I feel like I've asked you at some point, but I feel like I forgot your answer. Do you plan on doing esports outside of college? Like, are you gonna graduate and be like, okay, I'm gonna go like be a wage slave, or do you still want to try and make this work outside?
If I can, that'd be super cool if I could. My dream job career is me doing cybersecurity as a consultant, which I usually.
That's what my dad does. I'll put you in touch.
That would be sick.
I'm being entirely serious, by the way. That's just what he does as a job.
No, please do. That'd be so sick. But I really want to just set my own schedule and just work from home, and just like when I want to work, I'll work. And because I think having that kind of like flexibility with my work hours, I think will just work best for me. Because my like true passions in life, I love cybersecurity. I think it's fascinating. It's super fun to do. But my actual like true passion in life has definitely been music.
Really?
Yeah, because I've done percussion for over a decade at this point.
Oh.
But it doesn't pay money.
No, it will not.
And I like money.
Yeah, I think something I found out, because Caslor, I was a music student in my very first semester here at University of Idaho, and I found out very quickly that it was a lot of work into something that wasn't going to pay me back too much, like outside of college. And I mean, I have total respect for like all the friends that I made in the music school, all the people that I still meet that are music majors. You know, it's hard, it's intensive. I'd probably say like, you know, a very top 5 intense major, and that's like below like architecture. That's below like pre-med. So like, there's some competition up there, but the Lionel Hampton expects a lot out of its students that I just wasn't ready to bring. And also, music does not pay. Now, I'm going into broadcasting right now, which I can't argue is much better.
But that's a
But
little
you
bit
know,
more.
at least that's like a somewhat rising field. Like we're getting the jump on it now.
Yeah.
So that when more streamers are asking for camera crews or something like that, people are around. Or I end up working for Blizzard as a production head. My dream official job is working at Blizzard as a production head, and it's because I flame their production a lot. They've been getting better for sure, but
You really get the Thanos mentality. Fine.
yeah,
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
But also like I feel like I got into this because at some point in the future, this is just what I want to do, like forever. If I died and I was an esports player and I was just doing this like as my job, I think I'd die happy.
Yeah. Plus, broadcasting is a pretty broad. You can go into several different things because
Yeah, like observing, casting, or just like running the show.
even voice acting, like you can. There's so much like commercials, just doing roles. Like your voice just becomes part of your resume.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which it
Broadcast
is.
gang.
Shoutcaster.
What do you-
I thought you were going for the elbow.
I know, that's my fist.
I'm just here with my VTD
Yeah.
bachelor in my belt.
Yeah, so I asked Carson this. So for those of you who don't know, Carson is another person who works with our production.
He's the third host of the show.
Yeah.
They've seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then hopefully.
If this is your first episode, welcome, I guess. I don't know. But I asked Carson if he expected that he was still going to be here after he graduated, and he said, well, I am. So, and
I will
think
tell
I want to
you, he
also
definitely didn't expect it.
No, I don't think he did. I think I want to ask that question to you as well. Like, did you did virtual technology and design? And I'm not exactly sure what job that major covers. Jobs plural? I don't know.
It's I did it because game development has always been a thing in the back of my mind of I want to be a game developer kind of thing.
I see. Yeah.
And up until about 2 years ago, that's what I was gonna do. And then kind of broke
Did 2 years ago this start?
Well, I was part of esports before that, but I was just like, yeah, I want to be a player. If that happens, that's dream scenario. And then I got more into the broadcast side of it and seeing the program grow over that, and I was like, that's my new goal, is to be part of esports. And throughout the past year, we were talking about getting this position up and going, and as the year went on, it seemed less and less likely, and then it
just happened.
Yep.
That's really funny because for me, from my perspective, it seemed more and more likely that it was going to happen for you two. And I thought mine was going to be less and less likely. I was like, oh, those two are probably going to get the job. Great for them. And then I'm still probably going to be work steady up until. So that was news for me that all four of us got hired on at that time. So that was sick. That's our program.
Yeah. Shouts out to University of Idaho. It's like I definitely like. I don't really know where you're from, Isaac, so I don't know like your background with choosing U of I.
Spokane.
Oh, okay. So you're out of state.
Yeah.
Why did you not go to Wazoo?
Money.
Oh.
Because there's the WUI. So.
That's
Oh
true.
yes, WUI.
Yeah,
WUI
U
is
of
a big
I.
thing here at UI.
Yeah,
We get
out of state
promoted quite a lot.
students may
WUI
saving so
and
much money.
Actually, I'll just tell you some lore. I originally was actually going to go into the Marines. And I flunked out of MEPS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which honestly, thank God. I really was only going because I was going to join the Drum Marine Corps, and I was just going to do music. But I realized it was honestly kind of a blessing I didn't go in because A, I wouldn't have control of where I go. B, my earrings and tattoos are part of my identity, and long hair. Like that, all three of those are very important to me, and all three of those wouldn't have been a thing.
Right.
And I wouldn't have I would have gotten forced to go somewhere I probably didn't want to go anyways. But the whole reason I even wanted to do the military was so I can get
For college?
GUI.
Yeah.
And since it didn't happen, I was like, what do I do now? And I was just talking to some friends and my girlfriend, like, where are you guys going? And one of my good friends was coming here for cybersecurity. And I was like, oh, that's why I want to do. And then my girlfriend already applied here. I was like, oh, I'll just apply here. This is the only college I've applied to.
Really?
I applied to one college,
And it was this one?
and it was this one,
Wow.
and I got in.
Okay.
So it was
Shout
honestly kind of like a last ditch effort. I'm like, if I don't get it, I'll think of something.
Mhm.
But hopefully I get in, and we'll just go from there.
Mm.
Well,
And yeah, I got in, and now I'm here.
That's awesome.
what a great story, actually.
Yeah, I actually like that a lot. Mine I don't think is as interesting. But I guess the precursor context is a little bit of something. So I'll just it started when I was born.
Wow.
I was born at a very
Okay.
young age.
Wow.
No, but so I grew up in a foster system back in California. I grew up in California, Southern California. Shout out people from the Antelope Valley or those around there. I've literally only met like one person who works here who even knows that area. So shout out Sam. I live with you now. So but for the longest time, like I didn't really like see a future for myself. I didn't like because I was moving around a lot. I was in a lot of different situations, so I didn't like have time to really think of like, okay, what's after that? Because most of it was just like, where am I going to be like next month or in the next couple months, right? And I think around the time that I got to middle school is when I started slowing down on the moving. But even then, I wasn't really in a place that I was like really happy with, and I was thinking, I was like, do I have anything after this? And then time skip, I get adopted by another family. I moved to LA because I'm living with that family. I finish high school, and while I'm on the process of finishing high school, I'm thinking, okay, well now there has to be a what's next, but I don't know what I want that what's next to be. At the time I started playing Valorant because I was just getting into interested in esports, and I was like, well, I want to play something. I had played Overwatch 1 before that, and that was my main game, and I stopped playing that for a while because, Valorant came out, and that was like the new thing. And I remember being really, really into music, and I was like, well, like I don't really want to study an instrument in college because like the way I learned an instrument was very non-traditional, so I don't really think the skills that I had would apply to like a traditional educational setting. But I knew I liked writing music, and I liked playing music. And I was in high school. I was playing with a band. I was a part of like an after-school program. And they had a band thing, so I was in that. A like song contest got brought to my attention. I was like, okay, I'll do something for this. I wrote a song. I submitted it. I got an honorable mention, which was pretty cool because I look back at that song now. I'm like, that was some dog. It was so bad. But I was like, okay, that's cool. Like that means I can like kind of do something, right? Like I'm not entirely inept. Maybe I'll try and go to school for music production. And I was looking around, and I found a lot of programs use music industry and music business interchangeably for their majors.
Oh, okay.
Now, U of I at the time, apparently not anymore, had a music business program. And I was like, well, U of I was not my first choice. My first choice was, I think, Rowan University. I had some family that was over there. And it wasn't going to be cheap because it was in like South New Jersey. But it was in a good spot. I didn't think it was going to be too expensive, and it was close to Philadelphia, which a lot of music that I listen to is from that area. So I was like, I'd be in a place with a nice little music scene. And then when we were going further into college searching, my parents had brought up U of I, because U of I had the Raven Scholars Program, which is like this counseling program that helps people with learning disabilities and like autism, ADHD, and stuff like that. Like formulate something that helps them not flunk out of college, basically, right? And they thought that was a really good resource and really heavily recommended it. They will say they didn't, but they kind of did. So I came up during the jazz festival a couple years ago. All the trees were dead. Because it was
we were
like
having it in the winter.
yeah, it was like still like April.
Yeah.
But I still I got my campus tour, and I looked around, and I was like, oh, this is like actually like kind of cozy. I wasn't like the most apprehensive about living in Idaho, go figure. But I was like, I guess if I had to do this, it wouldn't be too bad. And then like later on in the day, my mom asked, and it's like, okay, like has this like influenced your decision at all? And then for some reason, I said, this is what I want to do, and I'm like, okay. Half of the other reason why I wanted to commit was because I saw that U of I had an esports program, and that was something else that I wanted to try getting involved with when I went to college, was playing esports, because that gave me something of a social life. I get to talk to other losers who play video games all day.
I'm actually in the same boat. I did do a tour before I think at that point I already like got my letter of like
The acceptance letter.
yeah, I
thing?
already got
Yeah,
my
yeah.
acceptance letter, but we went to just go look anyways, just because the semester hadn't started, and that was one thing. I was like, oh, they have esports. I can finally do it.
Yeah, I was like, and I was thinking for a while, because again, I was playing Valorant. Fun fact, I did try playing on one of the Valorant teams at some point. That part has been written out of my history. Let's just say that.
We'll scratch it out.
Yeah. But I did saw that there was an esports program, and it looked a little like strange. Like I remember the logo was like blue and orange, and just like not the
What?
university colors at all.
It's
I-
really
Wait.
bad.
I missed this. It
Yeah.
was like that?
we
Really?
we scraped it. Literally the start of summer, we scraped it.
So it's just not on that website
it's
anymore.
no longer there.
That's good.
We replaced it with our new logo.
Because it was curious. I think
you
Wayne
guys
might be able to find the old logo.
You guys will have to show me at some point. I've never seen this logo.
Yeah.
before.
But it was.
I think I knew
I was
this
like,
too.
it looks strange and like probably underdeveloped, but it's fine. I knew we were like kind of coming out of the pandemic and things were starting back up again, so I didn't expect it to be like a big thing. I saw there was a space, so I was like, okay, if I had to go here, at least there's this, so I'll have something to do, right? I commit. I move to Moscow. I miss Palooza Fest, but I find a flyer for tryouts like on the ground somewhere with the QR code.
Just on the ground.
Yeah, like it. I think it is either flown away or was meant to be thrown away or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, oh right, I was gonna go do this. There was a QR code to the Discord server. So I joined. I went to tryouts for League of Legends for some reason.
You play League?
Yikes.
So I didn't play League, but I just
But
wanted to.
he went to try out, and that's what's important.
No, I didn't.
And
go
he
to
made the
tryout. I went.
They were desperate.
Yeah.
It was bad.
No, but I went because like I just wanted to like see the space, and I wanted to see like other people. And then that was the day I met Wayne. And I talked to him, and I was like, yeah, I'm like really interested in esports, and he was talking to me about like a lot of the development of the program so far and what he'd been doing. I was talking, I was like, wow, I really appreciate that. Like, I'm glad that there's people out there that are willing to support this, because the development of esports was something that I was harping on for a while, like all the way back in high school. And I knew that college was just an easier way to get there, which is why I was looking for a collegiate esports program. And we had a really long conversation that night, and then it ended with, hey, do you want a job? And I was like, I'm not doing anything else, I guess. So, yeah. And now I'm here.
Now he's here.
Not 3 years yet.
3 years this year, right?
Technically
'Cause this
two,
is
because my
my-
first year was 23.
Okay. So then we probably started around the same time. You probably had like a semester on me then.
Probably.
So
Now I'm feeling old.
Yeah, well, because you were here before the physical space, right? You were here during COVID.
No, it was here. No,
Oh.
I transferred winter of 2021. So I got here for the spring semester in
yeah,
22.
I was in my junior year of high school.
Yeah. I got here, and I don't think it was that semester. It might have been the next one. I was on the Valorant team.
Oh, yeah.
Of course I was on the Valorant team.
Yeah, I remember.
With our very own cheese.
You told me a lot about your upbringing through esports and how
Yeah.
you were just in a lot of spaces that you just never intended to be in.
Well, so you guys had mentioned that esports was part of the reason why you came here.
Uh-huh.
I grew up in Idaho, and then I went to Michigan because I got a scholarship to play for Lawrence Tech, and so I traveled across the nation over there, and then was there for a semester and went nope, and then came back here because I had some friends at U of I, and pretty quickly joined the program. Played Valorant for a semester, and then went, Wayne's supporting any game we want, so
Let's
they
just do
birthed the CS team.
Yeah.
But
I remember earlier iterations of that team being not
yeah,
great. Carson was on the team at the time. I
Carson was on
remember.
the team. Yeah, we've talked about the CS team.
Yeah.
I think still the only team that has lost a 4v5 or 5v4.
Yeah.
We were not
and
good.
almost happened twice.
Yeah, we were not good at all. But we talked about kind of upbringing and why we're here. And I had this weird, I don't know where my brain went, but what was everybody's first job that they wanted? Like when you were a kid, not like, so once you got past I want to be an astronaut. I
like
want
the first
Oh, okay.
serious
But
job
then you were
think
like,
of?
okay, this is actually something attainable that I can actually start to do and work towards. What was everybody's first goal to be?
Aerospace engineering.
Whoa.
That's a crazy
Wow.
one.
Okay.
What
Very
was
cool.
yours?
What prompted that? I'm curious. First.
I always wanted to do something in engineering because I love problem solving,
Mhm.
and I did some engineering classes in high school. I did physics and engineering physics, and my my teacher at the time actually was an old engineer, and he found that he was more of a people person, so he swapped. He did marketing and then like just became a teacher to teach physics.
Mhm.
And he kind of started me to want to do that, but then he also told us like what his actual job experience was like, and then I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I love problem solving, and I'm pretty good at math, but I also love building and like doing construction. And my freshman year of high school, I also did like what was it? Like it was like engineering design.
Mhm.
Like so we just worked in CAD and just built things and like basically did the engineering, like having like piece of paper and like perfectly getting the dimensions of everything and like building it in CAD. So I have experience doing that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, that could be fun. But yeah, that was my first, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to do aerospace because I don't want to be stuck behind a computer looking at papers going, yep, that's good. Next, like that. Yeah.
That's fair.
What was yours?
I, growing up, was a big fan of the hit TV show Phineas and Ferb.
Oh.
And so I wanted to build a roller coaster in my backyard when I was growing up.
That very much seems in character for you.
Which then
actually.
transitioned to my parents being like, oh, you could be a mechanical engineer. That's pretty much what they're doing. It's just they are younger than you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, they how much does an engineer get paid? And they're like, a lot of money, like way more than you've ever imagined.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I guess I'll be an engineer. So my whole childhood, I grew up thinking, oh, I'm going to be a mechanical engineer.
Mm.
And it wasn't until like 2 years ago when I got here to college that I was like, oh, I actually don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense. Engineering seems hard.
Yeah.
okay, it's not.
Depends on the field.
It
in my
depends on
opinion.
the field, and it's not as difficult as people make it out to be. Really, it's just a lot of work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to put in the work, like me, then it's not worth it to go through. But if you can put the work in, yeah, they really do make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
Kaz, what do you got?
I don't have anything.
Really?
Yeah, so remember
You
that
didn't
whole
have
thing
anything?
where I said that I didn't have any aspirations?
Right.
nothing
But
at
you
all?
had to have something that
You
you're
didn't
like,
know
build a roller
this is what I
coaster
want to
at
do.
all?
No, so around the time when I got to middle school and I started slowing down, I was finally given the space to actually like
Think?
explore my interests and
He has a
do
hard time with that
things.
already. Just give him a little bit.
And I bounced around through a few things. I was playing a lot of Geometry Dash at the time.
Right.
So those who know me, I
I did know that.
Geometry Dash used to be like, I wouldn't even call it my favorite game, but I just played so much of it. And I don't know why, but I think I remember playing it like in early elementary, and I didn't have like a phone or anything. And by the time I got my first phone, I was like, that's what I want to do.
What, just play Geometry Dash?
Just play Geometry
Hold on,
Dash.
for the
And I
record,
played
How many hours on Steam do you have on Geometry Dash?
on Steam, I have, I think, 4,400.
Jeez Louise, bro.
Yeah. And that's not counting playtime that I have on mobile.
Holy.
Which I there's probably like another 1,000 or so,
I was gonna
like
say, I thought
on
I
between
had a
mobile
lot of
devices. And I played a lot of that.
I hate to break it to you, that was your favorite game.
Well, it just like
At bare
I-
minimum, it was your
it-
comfort game.
yeah, I'd call it my comfort game, but I don't even think it was like my favorite game because I didn't like. Oh, I'm so excited to go home and play Geometry Dash. I don't even think I ever really felt that way, but I did like playing it. It was very like a self-soothing thing.
But
But
you mess up like one spot and you're just like,
yeah,
thumbs, please.
So there was that. So then I got really interested in the idea of making music. I went to my school's, like, I had a computer at home but didn't have internet. So I'd have a flash drive, and I'd go to the school library. I'd download things on the flash drive to come home and put it on the computer. I didn't have money, so I couldn't buy Geometry Dash on Steam. So I got BlueStacks, and I got an APK of Geometry Dash.
Shouts out.
And I put that on my home computer, and that's how I played Geometry Dash for the longest time. And then I got a trial version of FL Studio. I was like, I'm gonna try doing something-ish. They were not very good. You can find them somewhere on the internet. I'm not gonna say where.
Oh, they're on the internet.
Yes, they are on the internet.
Wow,
a couple of the songs that I made.
Producer, find them.
I was gonna say, producer, chat.
On Newgrounds, but you're not. It's like a name that I haven't gone by in years, and I'm not really gonna go into that.
It's not Kaz plays Junker Queen sometimes.
No.
I do think it's very funny that you have that as your
I
profile.
do like
Yeah, which is funny because it's very a sometimes thing. I'm not a tank player, but when I do play tank, I like playing Joker Queen. It's fun. But anyways, I got FL Studio. I tried making some songs and was like, maybe I can do music in the future. And then I just fell out of that like multiple times. And then I played Geometry Dash and I played Osu. And then over the pandemic, I started streaming Geometry Dash. But that was fun, and I was having fun with that, and I was doing things. I wasn't like making other content outside of that really, other than like uploading levels that I'd beaten or played. But I was like, maybe I could like try being a streamer in the future. That'd be fun. But then I didn't really do anything with that. And then I got a physical copy of Overwatch Legendary Edition for the PC. Because my computer had a disk drive.
Yep.
And I asked
Wow,
my
that's old.
foster mom for it for Christmas, and she got it for me, a physical copy of Overwatch. I don't know why that's what I asked for, because I could have just like, I got allowance. I could have just bought it.
Right.
Yeah, but there's something special and magical about asking for it, though.
That is true. That is true. It's like, it's the Christmas spirit. Christmas is my favorite holiday, by the way. It's also like my birthday season. So.
We talked about this. Is mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I started playing that. I played a lot of Junkrat at the time. I was already playing it on console, and I got it on PC, so I was like, okay, this is fun. Junkrat kind of transferred over because Junkrat at a low skill level takes, you just run
No
around
skill.
and hold left click, right? But then when the pandemic started, I remember before the pandemic started, I was trying to convince people, like administration at my high school, to start an esports program. I don't know why I was super into that, but I just really, really wanted them to do it. And then like I talked to some people, and then we never really went anywhere with it. And then the pandemic started, and then one just came up out of nowhere, and there was a Zoom interest meeting, and there. I think there were actually like 60 kids in that meeting.
Wow. Yeah.
And we took a poll for like games that people were interested in, and there were exactly 6 players for Overwatch.
Ooh.
Which, if you know, in Overwatch 1, it was a 6v6 game, so we had enough people for a team, and we already had people to play every role, which was a complete perfect 2-2-2. And I was one of the DPS players. Had not played I don't even think I'd really played ranked at that time. But it was the first like real organized, coordinated environment that I had played in. And I liked it a lot, like a lot. We scrimmed to some like community college or whatever, and we won. And I was like, I did not expect to like that as much as I did. Maybe I should look more into that. So I think that time I was thinking of like, I was just trying a bunch of different stuff and thinking like, okay, maybe I'd like to do that. Maybe I'd like to do that. And then I would still like play Geometry Dash and then Osu for just hours on end for no reason. So time skip, I moved to LA with that computer. I play Valorant for a while. I was really, really bad at Valorant because I had also just never really played FPS games. Go
I actually
figure.
got really good at Valorant when it first came out.
I'm still like not great at Valorant, but I understand the game like in terms of a game sense perspective now, as opposed to mechanical.
I've lost all skill with that game. Because I played all of the beta.
Really?
Mhm.
I was really, me and a couple of friends all made like 3 Twitch accounts just to watch streams.
Yeah, just to try and get
the
a key.
key.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my login for that game is literally one of my friends' username and password, and I have it pinned in our messages because I have literally no
That's
idea what it
hilarious.
is unless I go look at it.
That's funny.
And and once season 2 came out, and I was like, I can see the line of which this game is going, and I don't.
I think I dropped it around season 2 for a while as well.
Yeah.
That was right around the time that I just stopped.
Mm.
Mostly just because I was doing other things too.
I did
But
same thing.
yeah, I think season 2 was right around the spot where a lot of the people who are either in the closed beta or just who had just started playing the game were like, maybe this isn't for me. So that makes
I think it
sense.
was Reyna. I think once I saw Reyna, I was legitimate. I was like, if this is the line we're going, I don't know if I want to continue.
It's a good point. But I was playing some Valorant at the time. I don't remember when I stopped. I think it was around season 7, and I played from like season 4 up until then. And I was still just bad that entire time. I never really tried to get better. My setup was not great. I was playing on like a G502 and 60 hertz. And I would mostly just like run games with my friends because that's just what I like to do. But then I started playing Overwatch again around the time that I got into college. Because it was around I played Valorant and realized I didn't like playing in a coordinated setting. I didn't like the game. It tilted me too hard. I was super impatient. And then I was like, well, I did play Overwatch a while ago. I'll try picking that up again because Overwatch 2 came out. So I just wanted to try that again. I was bronze. Like entirely serious. You can go into my career history and see 2 seasons where I finished bronze 5, so literally just
Bottom of the barrel.
as low as it gets. But I still really liked the game a lot, and I played more, and I was playing with other people more. And I think around to the time that I hit gold for the first time, because I was in gold for a while, but I think around the time that I hit gold, I was like, this is really stupid and really ambitious, but I want to try taking this as seriously as I can and try getting better because I want to go pro. Which is a crazy conclusion to come to
when
at
you're gold, yes.
Yeah.
Because not only do you know like nothing about the game, like obviously you know more than like a bronze and a silver player. It's like the faintest amount of competence. Gold games are just not fun.
They're not.
They're
They're
just-
they're miserable.
I was gold for so long, and it's just like looking back, that was just not a fun time.
I remember your gold era. It was not good for you.
No.
Yeah,
no.
gold is just miserable. But once you get out, it's like freedom.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I hit plat, and I felt like so fraudulent. I don't know why. It was just like gold had just like become my life. I had just gotten so used to seeing that on my screen, and I hit plat, and I was like, oh wow, I am capable of getting better. Which is what's been really fun about continuing to go on from there because now I'm diamond.
Yeah, I was gonna say now we're both diamond.
Oh, shouts out.
Yes.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah. So now I'm diamond. And I'm playing on like a very low tier scrim team full of basically other diamond and like low masters players. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. And that's how I've been keeping myself busy because I haven't been able to play with U of I.
And streaming.
And
I've been popping into your stream every time I see Discord is like he's streaming. I'm like, all right, I'm popping in.
Yeah, I have been streaming more because I want to do something with that as well. Overwatch content
Okay.
creation right now is really based around the pro scene, so it's not easy to get into that. But I think the more tenure I have on that, like the better.
I think it's really funny whenever I will tune into your streams. It's always you crashing out at something happening on every single time. It doesn't matter when or what you're talking about. You're crashing out about something. And then I'm like, I will tune in here in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll give them a little bit to cool down.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Because my transition from what, like, 'cause this is how we got on this conversation a while ago, was what we wanted to be. My transition from that to where I am now was Overwatch as well.
Really?
So when I was really little, I was set for like 5 years. I was going to be a football referee
wow.
because that's what my grandpa did. shout out. He's in the Big Sky Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's actually sick.
That's
Um,
cool.
But so I wanted to do that, and then I found Overwatch. I was on console, and I found Tim the Tatman
Wow.
playing
Wow.
Overwatch, and so that was my transition of I want to be a streamer now, and so
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
started streaming, doing stuff like that, and then got a PC because I wanted to stream and do all this stuff, which then led to CS. So,
Oh.
and I can kind of understand where you were at with the gold. Like at a certain point, you have to decide. Do I want to be good at this game or do I want to play casually? And we've had this conversation.
I think gold is the perfect spot to do it.
Yeah.
Because at the time, gold was the average. I think there was a rank reset that was also an MMR reset. So I think they're trying to shift the average back down because there was a chart that came out recently that said that plat had become the average rank.
Right.
And I was like, oh god, I was plat 3 at the time, so I was literally just as mid as it got. But I think gold is very much that turning point
Yeah.
for a lot of players where it's like, do I want to sit down and actually like play this game every day and like take this seriously? And it was a hard decision for me to make because I was really bad at committing to things. And like silver was, I was in bronze for a while and I was in gold for a while. And I think I was literally in silver for like 2 weeks. And it was because I had recently come back from Utah because I was playing Overwatch all summer. I was basically in bronze. And I was the first time I was able to come back into the lab and play. It was super hot. And the lab had AC. So I was staying with Sam, Hummus, shout out. And I would come here and I'd play Overwatch for like 3-4 hours a day. I would just consistently win games.
I remember
because-
being in the lab working while you were doing this.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
because I was loud. It was
Yep.
kind of hard
Yeah,
to
you were
ignore me.
loud.
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to be in Sam's place at the time, so
Yeah. That's
Was.
fair.
Was loud.
Yeah.
yeah, it was loud.
No,
It
it
is.
was loud. Yeah. But I did that. And I hit gold. I think like 2 weeks after that, and I was like, okay, well, what comes next? Plat is next, and I was very, 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 very intimidated by plat players. But I was like, oh, I'll get there one day, and I did. So to go back to answering the question, because there was the reason I did this whole long story. It was talking about aspirations. Now, like, I think my first job before I fully realized it was just wanting to be an esports player. I wanted to go pro in a video game.
It's a cool thought.
It is a very cool thought, but it's also like really ambitious because even back then, like esports was not like something that was super easily attainable for a lot of people, and it's still not. But it's kind of getting there. Like, Pro Overwatch is now more of an open format.
And it
If you
has the
can-
Calling All Heroes, which had it's definitely changed.
That's like Overwatch game changers. So, yeah, I think my first job idea was really just wanting to go pro in a video game, and I think before I realized it, that game was Overwatch. I think that game was just always going to be Overwatch, even when I started playing Valorant. I don't have the patience to play Valorant.
Neither did I.
Well, and I think before we even realized it, we've hit our hour, gentlemen.
Oh wow, that's my fault. Honestly, I kept glancing over because I saw that stopwatch, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, I'm rambling forever." And this is just what
It's okay.
I
I'll just do the
This is
thing
why
that I
they pay me
did
to
for the
do it.
Valheim part of the episode a couple episodes back, where I'm just like, "Hey, skip this part if you don't want to hear about Valheim," and the timestamps, and then
Good game.
It is a great game, and I am going to be playing with you soon. But for a while, that's all we've got for Vandals Offline. Do you guys have anything you guys want to shout out? Things you want to talk about right before we head offline?
I'm gonna force my friend to listen to this. So shout out to Owen Stillen, because I'm gonna force you to listen to this.
Shouts out.
I want to shout out Ruben. Ruben is a close friend of mine who I've been playing video games with since my Valorant days. Shout out Otter, who is the person who got me into really wanting to take Overwatch seriously, even if she doesn't really want to anymore. I'll do shameless plugs. I'm very active on Twitter. I retweet a lot of stuff, but I post sometimes. You can follow me there. I'm MX Navigator with 2 eyes. I'll show it on the jersey because I also have my jersey
Ooh,
on.
yes. Which you can purchase your own this semester if you would like to get your own jersey. We will be selling them in here in the lab. So
I'm starting a stream, as Isaac said, so I'll do shameless plug there. You can also find me, same handle as my Twitter, just on Twitch. I think you should. I was gonna plug Isaac's socials, but you're not really like active on social media. I don't really see.
I realized in high school, I'm bad at social, and I also I don't care that much. And since I'm going into cybersecurity, I'm like, it's probably better if I don't have a social presence.
Yeah.
So I've kind of decided just.
You know what? That's fair.
Come in and watch the Overwatch team cook some opponents.
Come in and
this
watch them.
season.
Yeah,
we're
do
in
watch
for a
that,
good
though.
season, I think,
Yeah.
this year. So we're very excited to see where you go. So thank you very much for being on the show. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah,
for
this was awesome.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And with that,
Passing it over.
I think we've been Vandals Offline. It's time for us to head online now. So
To play on words on online.
let's play on words on online. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.